Introduce the podcast. Introduce me and Parker. Go on.
This is weird. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Rise Above Cancer podcast. This is episode number 4. It might sound a little bit different this week because this is the first time that we are video recording an episode. And I also have my first guest. You're going to be hearing from my husband Aaron. Should say hi?
Hi. Hi everyone. I'm Aaron. I'm Amy's husband.
Come on, introduce yourself.
I'm Amy's husband, Aaron.
You're more than just my husband.
Yeah, I've got I'm Amy's husband. I'm Evan's dad. I'm a husband. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a father. I've got Parker on my lap today as well. I'm a dog.
Yeah, technically we've got 2 guests today.
2 guests. Yeah.
Yes.
You won't see him if you're on Spotify, obviously. But if you're on YouTube, you can say hello to Parker.
Yeah. So this episode we decided. Well, Aaron first decided, it'd be good to do a Q&A and I can read out questions. But then we ended up getting quite a few questions for Aaron to answer.
Was it my idea? It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea. It was your idea to do a Q&A and then you roped me into joining you.
You offered. You're like, and I can come on and I can help. Yeah.
That's not how it happened,
Yes.
but okay.
So we put out on Instagram for people to ask us questions, whether it is cancer-related questions or not. So we're going to answer some of them. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Where's your phone? Where's the gadget?
So I've got some questions.
Okay.
Oh, you're reading them, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna read Amy the questions.
Okay. But we're going to answer them collectively if we can, though.
If we can, yeah. Should I start by there and then come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So some of the questions that come from our friends. Should we, am I naming and well, it's not shame. Well, it's not shaming, is it? Like, are we naming anyone? Yeah, because I want to thank some people for sending questions in.
Yeah, thank you, by the way, if you
thank you. There was a point where I thought that the only questions were going to come off Mickey and Owen. So, no, you've had quite a few people ask questions. So, we'll start with a question from Jules. So, thank you, Jules. How did you pair meet? Do you want to tell her or should I?
I'll start and then you could just butt in where you normally would butt in.
Okay.
So, we've always kind of had a lot of mutual friends, but didn't know each other.
I agree so far. Carry on.
Yeah, so we had mutual friends, and then I think the first time that I actually remember you, which is, I'm sorry, that sounds horrible.
Fab.
Was Christmas Eve 2011, and I was absolutely heartbroken. I'd been broken up with after a long-term relationship just before Christmas, literally days before.
Me like a vulture swooping in, pick up scraps.
And I remember... Fuck off. Oh, this is going to be fun. I told you better. So, standard Christmas Eve in Wetherspoons in Station Road. And I remember seeing Rug, saying hello, and then you kind of followed behind, said hello to you. We
just exchanged a cheeky glance at a Christmas Eve in 2011, and you take way too long to tell stories.
Coming from you.
We exchanged a cheeky glance on Christmas Eve in 2011. A few weeks later, I slid into her DMs, and the rest was history.
Yeah, he messaged me on Facebook and was like...
I lied about liking some of the bands that she likes, just to get an edge in, innit?
Yeah.
Once I got my hooks in, I never let go.
Yeah, he was like, what music do you like? And I was like, I like bands like The Ghost Inside, and he's like, I like them too. And
I didn't like them at all.
And I was like, I like bands like Trapped and Dry. So I've never heard them before. And I was like, what do you like? He's like, New Found Glory, NoFX. I was like, I don't know if this is going to work. But then, obviously, it did. So.
Yeah, that's how we met. Jules also asks, who is the best at Scrabble? That's going to be me because Aimee asks me to proofread all of her Instagram captions. Anyway, we've never played Scrabble, but I can tell you now I'm better.
Oh, so you're answering these questions now, not me.
We can glance over that one. Okay.
You're politely telling everyone I'm thick. So
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You're very bright. So from Kath. So thank you, Kath. How did you begin to not let cancer take over your pregnancy or your identity?
It's a big question, isn't it?
Yep.
Can we do it in bits? Can we do the first
we've
bit?
gone from Scrabble straight to the meat and potatoes of the...
Okay, can you read the first half again?
How did you begin to not let cancer take over your pregnancy or your identity?
I don't know. I think because I was pregnant, like I obviously had... Oh, Parker's going.
See you later, bye.
He's had enough.
No barking.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want me to answer it for you? I can answer this one on behalf of Aimee. I think you've spoken about it before, but like obviously like diagnosed with cancer is just a really unique situation where obviously diagnosed 6-7 months pregnant, you didn't have just yourself to think about to do.
No.
You know what I mean? So like
I've said before, like I kind of was, even though it was a horrible circumstance to be in, and obviously I would never want to go through that again or have anybody else go through that. I think because I was pregnant, obviously I kind of had more...
The dog's come back in. It's probably out of shot, but he's much down so I can scratch his ass. No, like, you've spoken about this before. You, like, just correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that you couldn't let it consume you and take over because you had far more than just yourself to be concerned about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your priority was everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did it take over your identity? Well,
I would say it takes over. It is part.
Has it?
Obviously, I'm living with cancer. It's not something that...
This is your wildest episode yet. If there's any jump cuts and stuff, it's because I'm editing this dog out. I know, boy.
I wouldn't say that it's part of my identity, but it's something that obviously...
I'd say it is.
Do you think?
Yeah. It's a big part of who you are now.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that as if to say, like, she very much isn't, like, walking around, like, bloody Tesco's doing the shop, screaming, I've got cancer and stuff, like, you know what I mean? But, like...
Tesco's? As if we're shopping in Tesco's.
Yeah, we got Aldi's. Sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. No, but, like, I think it's become a very big part of your identity. Like, think of all, like, the advocacy that you've created around, like, looking after your body, getting yourself checked out. Yeah. And far more than the zine you've done with Mickey, but doing fundraising and stuff online and just posting your content and your clips and stuff is something, like, I'm really proud of you for. I think it's something that you should be proud of too. Like, I think it obviously is a big part of your identity.
Yeah.
You're crying.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
I'm crying. I'm crying. I've got a habit of this too, so don't be surprised. I think it's a very big part of your identity.
Yeah, and I think because I am fully aware as well, like, how cancer can affect a lot of people's lives, I think that's why,
Yeah.
I do like to advocate.
Aimee, I don't know if you've got a sense of this yet, but Aimee very much puts a lot of other people before herself, and you do, and you worry yourself more about the well-being of others before you look after yourself a lot of the time, and you really care and you're really kind. And I think like this whole cancer thing sounds like I'm not doing it as big of a service, but like what you do with Rise Above Cancer and trying to, like, propagate for cancer awareness and helping others just through the awareness and then the fundraising that you've done and stuff like that, you've always been a giver. And I think that's a big part of who you are anyway. But I think especially like having a focus for it, I think it's become a big part of who you are now.
And I think it's helped me deal with it as well. Like I think it's helped me process it. And I think in the beginning I did find it hard, like when I first started going to Maggie's, because I didn't know what to do with everything that was in my mind. And because I hadn't actually talked to anybody about it, I think realising how it helps me to talk about it, because it helps other people then, and then that makes me feel good, I guess.
Yeah.
And the more I talk about it, even though I was talking to your mum the other day actually, like the more I talk about it, the easier it is for me to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
But then I do get sometimes where it literally just hits me like a bus out of nowhere, and like that's when I get emotional, you know.
So like, just coming back to Kat's question, I think it's really lovely question. Like,
isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think it's taken over your identity, but it's certainly become, you know, quite a significant part of your identity, and I think that's fine. I think if it wasn't part of your identity, I think something would be wrong. You know what I mean? Like you've always loved doing stuff for charity, just as an example, and fundraising. And in the past, you know, with your last employer, like you've done a lot of fundraising for like Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. You've raised thousands and thousands of pounds of money for that. But like obviously, you know, since leaving that employer, you've always like I get the sense that you've always felt like part of your purpose was to help others, especially through charity and stuff like that. But I think what the cancer has done, instilled in you, isn't just a sense of purpose, but a sense of focus. Like you can divert, or you have been diverting your energy and your attention and your need to, and your want to help others to something very specific and something that's very close to you.
Yeah, I think as well, like it's given me the opportunity to be creative again, because, you know, like I've never been good at art or nothing. I'm not an artist, but I was always surprised in like my jobs and stuff that I've had. I've always been told that I've been quite creative, which to me always like confused me a bit. But I feel like since doing this as well, like I've become a bit more creative, and I love like making things, and you know.
Fab. I think we can wrap that question up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll move on. We've got another question. We've got a question from...
So that's Aimee. So I was in comprehensive school with Aimee. She is my namesim. That's what we used to call each other, because she spells her name the same as me.
Fab. Okay. So she also spells Aimee wrong. Fab. So Aimee asks, thank you Aimee, question for you both. How did Aimee's diagnosis impact your mental health initially?
Okay, so when I was diagnosed, it was the day we went back into lockdown just before Christmas, and I was obviously pregnant, and at first obviously I was worried about what was being told to me, having cancer, and I was upset for a little bit, and then
I don't think it impacted your mental health until after the surgery. You were so focused, like after the diagnosis, and like get me in, let's get the surgery done. And then once that was done, it was like, is Evan okay? Yeah, fab, he's doing class. And then it was like, okay, great, now I have to give birth. I don't think it really impacted you mentally until after Evan was born.
Yeah. Like I was very down, so like even though after I'd had the surgery, like because I looked very different.
Yeah.
I think that was obviously the first signs of like physically looking different or feeling different, you know.
Your pirate face.
Yeah, with my patch. Yeah, I think that obviously was difficult. I was kind of lucky in a way because we were in a lockdown and we weren't going out and doing stuff and things were still closed. like the only thing that I wanted to do or could do even was just be at home and just watch Gilmore Girls and, you know.
Yeah, it was a really tough time for everyone anyway, with like lockdown still ongoing. The diagnosis was like right before Christmas, and we knew that after Christmas there was going to be surgery then in the January too. So it was really weird, like having to juggle like a lot of emotion, but also try to like be happy like a Christmas time for like family and stuff too. Like looking back, I honestly don't think that like it settled and began the process as cancer, and deal with like the mental repercussion of what you've had to go through until after Evan had been born and stuff, you know. And it was that really tough time you had between like Evan's birth and then up to that meeting with Gemma, our health visitor, where like you opened up to her about like how you weren't doing so well, and she turned you onto Maggie's and stuff.
Yeah, so basically I wasn't doing great between the surgery and having Evan, but then obviously as soon as you have a brand new baby to look after, you kind of like forget about everything else. And then when we went up to Liverpool then for my 6-month check-up in July, and I was told that it was still there, that's what killed me.
Yeah, it was really easy to assume like, oh, okay, there's been this diagnosis and it's cancer, but there's treatment available. Like it's going to be plaque radiotherapy, a couple of surgeries.
And they told us it was like 95% successful. So for me, it was like it's 95% chance that it's going to go. Like that's how I kind of received it at the time. So when we went back up in July and they said,
oh yeah, treatment went really well. You've still got a tumour. It's like takes your breath away a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I imagined having the surgery, having Evan, and then just being able to like move on, forget that I even had cancer, and just carry on with life. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's the whole thing you've spoken about like countless times.
I think it's an ongoing thing, like not just initially, like it's an ongoing journey. Like there's times like now where I feel like, yeah, I could talk about this now and I'm not getting upset and emotional. I think I was in it.
Probably, yeah. That's how. Go on, you can go get Amazon. You might be able to guess that the dog doesn't like Amazon. He also doesn't like the Royal Mail. He doesn't like you when the wind is too loud. He doesn't like fireworks. Done?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does say that the questions for both of us, mind. I won't go on too long because I don't really know how it almost definitely has impacted my mental health. I can't pretend it hasn't, but like I think, you know, getting told like your wife has cancer and like
I think
she's 6-7 months pregnant, it's like, okay, cool.
Is she gonna die? Like that's
like there's nothing I can do about that, is there? Like the doctors can try to fix that problem. All I could do really is like be there for you. I've been emotional about it. I think the majority of the time where I've been emotional about it has been away from Aimee. Yeah, definitely. Because like especially like when you're the one being like, I'm not being told I've got cancer. Like that's Aimee, you know. That's I know. It's still not great to hear, mind. Being told someone else has got cancer is still dreadful, especially when you love them. But it's like okay, cool. Like heartbreaking for me, yeah. But like for the longest time and still now, like I don't really want to be the one being like, it's fine for guys to cry, it really is. But it's like I'm not really overly comfortable being like emotional about it, and because like it really isn't about me, it's about you. And I knew when she was diagnosed. I knew when you were diagnosed. It's like the best thing I can do at that point is just to be there for Aimee and Evan. I don't think that like if I let my emotions get the better of me, that wouldn't have done Aimee any good whatsoever, because you're an overthinker to start with anyway. Amy's an overthinker to start with anyway, and I am the calm and collected one of the two of us. I'm the logical one.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anybody knows Aaron.
Yeah, I'm the logical one. But it's like, it's like it definitely has impacted me, and like I've had good days and I've had bad days and stuff. You know, I've spoken to some friends about it and that, but like I kind of don't, and I don't plan on changing it either. I'm not going to start putting that on you either, because that, like, my role in this is to be here for you whenever, and you can let me worry about my own stuff.
He's stubborn.
I am stubborn. And that being said, we're going to move on to the next question before you can argue with me on that one. So
I just want to say though, like, throughout the whole thing, like, Aaron was just incredible.
Oh, you're sweet to know him. Thanks.
I think that was a kiss for anyone on the podcast.
For anyone listening to me smacking my chops on the podcast on Spotify. Fab. Next one. No question yet, but just to say I love you both very much. We love you too, Caitlin.
Love you.
Right. Now we've got... Right, so the next set of questions, I'm going to mix them all up. I'm going to give a couple from Owen, a couple from Mickey. I'm just going to juggle these up a little bit because they've both put in a few. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Owen asks, you can answer this one. How can we best help rise above cancer?
It's a good question.
Parker's just finished a ton of peanut butter and now he's smacking his chops, drinking his water. How can we best help rise above cancer? I'll let Aimee give you the long version and then I'll give you the short version.
Okay, are we waiting for Parker finishes?
Nah, just crack on.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you can hear and or see that we've got the dog about with us, so you can just listen to him too.
Okay. I guess follow Rise Above Cancer on Instagram. Talk to your friends and family about it. Don't be afraid to talk to people that you may know that has cancer. If we do any fundraisers, support us. Reshare my content online.
Yep.
Talk to me.
Slide in her DMs, share her posts, follow the Instagram, the YouTube, follow on Spotify, click the bell so you get notifications when she puts out new episodes. You can go.
Zine.
You can buy the zine that she's done with Mickey. You can buy other stuff off her. She's got really cool, like, you're going to be doing badges soon. You've got mugs and t-shirts and stuff. You know, the money that Aimee raises just helps to, you know, fuel that fire and, like, enable her to put out more content and more material that helps to empower others and stuff. So follow all the socials, share all of her content, engage with her, message Aimee, have conversations with your friends, your family, your loved ones about cancer, ask them how they're doing. And when they say, oh, thank you so much for asking, you can say, no problem, Aimee from Rising Above Cancer told me that I should be asking. You know? Yeah. That's how best you can help. What do you wish you knew before your diagnosis that you know now?
When you have a cancer diagnosis, it doesn't mean you're either going to survive or you're going to die. Like, I didn't know that people could live with cancer.
Yeah, it's not binary. Like, I think we were both under the impression beforehand, and I think the majority of the population probably operate this way. It's like, oh, okay, you've got cancer. You're either going to be cured or you're going to be buried. Like,
or cremated.
Yeah, or cremated, yeah, whatever. Like, you're either going to be cured or you're going to die, and, like, it really isn't the case. Like you are living perfectly fine, still with cancer now. You know
Perfectly fine, isn't it?
Stretch. You're living with cancer.
Yeah.
Like, you still got cancer, like, but it doesn't stop you from doing anything. You know, all cancers are different, but it's like, people can live with cancer for the rest of their lives, live very long, happy, fulfilling lives. They can still have families. They can still have, you know, go out with their friends, do whatever you want, you know, travel the world, have fun. Doesn't stop you from doing sport, it doesn't stop you from enjoying yourself, doesn't stop you from being happy whatsoever. It can if you let it, but people think you live or you die.
I think the mindset to have is to not let it control you too much, because you can go down that rabbit hole of, like, over worrying, overthinking, and it can really, really kind of not ruin your life, but it can really stop you in your tracks and like focus on the negative stuff rather than what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely just don't get cured as easy as that sounds. Like even getting cured, it's like you're not going to go through weeks of chemo and then suddenly, oh, fam, like it's all done. It's like you still live with that burden for the rest of your life too. You know what I mean? Like following your surgery, following your treatment, like there's recovery periods and stuff too, and you still live with that trauma of having had cancer for the rest of your life. We definitely don't just live or die.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Like for me, my worry is it spreading or going somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
And then probably another thing I would say that I didn't know before was that I always assumed that when you had cancer, you had chemotherapy. Like that was...
Oh yeah, you definitely think that like all cancers are treated just with chemo.
Yeah.
And like, oh, you've got cancer, oh, that means they're going to give you chemotherapy, you're going to go bald.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
you lose your hair.
Like you picture a cancer patient and you immediately like picture a bald person. Or a lot of people would immediately picture like someone who's lost their hair. Yeah. It's like you shaved yours off. Like that's different, and that was before the diagnosis even.
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah, but like people just don't. Not all cancer patients have the same medicine, the same treatment.
Yeah, and I think then the other main one for me is that not everyone is going to react the way that you think you do when you tell them that you've got cancer.
Yeah, some. Yeah, I think there's an expectation, or you imagine, you tell, wherever you tell, you know, your nearest and dearest, I think you imagine that everybody's going to react the same and, oh my God, how are you doing? Like, and really be like super close to one. But the reality is that like being told that like your friend or your family member being told they've got cancer, it's really difficult for a lot of people to deal with in the process. And so sometimes I think even the people that are closest to you might actually distance themselves because they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say, they don't know how to process it for themselves. You know, some people might not say anything at all, but people that might not have been as close to you might be like super warm, super
welcoming. That's why I was surprised. The people that like we told that like I wouldn't have expected the support that I had from them.
Yeah.
It was eye-opening for me, really.
Yeah. Right then, I'm mixing them all up. Good luck.
You better not be avoiding the ones that say for Aaron.
Right, on that note, there's one question here from Mickey. What was Aaron's biggest learning curve with the diagnosis? I really have no idea how to answer this one. Oh, and just FYI, Aimee has seen all of these questions, I think, beforehand.
I can't remember them all.
Or she's at least glanced at them as they've been coming in. This is the first time I've seen any of them, and I wasn't expecting this one.
That's a lie. You had my phone when they first started coming.
I saw Caitlin tell us she loves us.
And you saw some from Owen too.
Yeah, I didn't see this one. That's the point. What was my biggest learning curve with the diagnosis?
I've got one.
Go on, then. Because I've drawn a blank. Go on.
So, again, when I was having a chat with your mum, we were on a bus for like 4 hours together, so we obviously had lots to talk about. And your mum said to me that when I was first diagnosed, she wanted to talk to me about it, and that you had said to her, don't talk to her about it because I don't want her to get upset. So
can't remember that. Remember that. That's definitely the wrong advice. Please just go and talk to her about it.
So I think just because obviously like it can't be nice for you to see me upset and stuff, especially like thinking back to how it was like back then as well. But I think one of them could be initially maybe you thought talking about it because it would have got me upset was the wrong thing to do, when actually it was the best thing to do.
I'll take that. That's a fair criticism. And if
it's not criticism.
Oh no, it is. No, it's fine. It's fine, and I'm not angry, upset about it. If there's one thing Amy's really good at, is criticising me. But But no, I'll take that on board as valid feedback. Honestly, I can't remember saying that to my mother at all, but kind of sounds like something I might have said before. Yeah, it's definitely the wrong advice. If anyone close to you has got cancer, just talk to them about it, ask them how they are. If they get upset, they get upset. You can deal with that together.
Yeah. Is there anything else you can think of?
Not off the top of my head, but if I think of something, I'll let you know.
You got a backup, Parker?
Thanks for putting me on the spot, Mickey. Another one from Mickey then. And this again is for me. She's grilling me and she's giving me a tough time. What does Aaron think makes a healthy relationship? So this comes off the back of... Come on, Parker, get back up here. Come on. Come on. Okay, sit.
No,
I don't want kisses off you now either because you smell like peanut butter. So...
There we go.
Right, so this comes off the back of the podcast episode you've done with Mickey on Girls to the Front. And she asks all of your guests this. If you want to hear Aimee, don't give your response on this podcast as well, because if you want to hear Aimee's response, you should go and listen to Girls to the Front podcast. Link is in Aimee's bio on Instagram.
The episode is called Rise Above Cancer, so you can be able to find it.
Fab. So, what does Aaron think makes a healthy relationship?
What do you think?
Trust, fun, and space. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, without overthinking it too much. I trust you with my life. We have a ton of fun together when we're with each other, and we also afford each other a lot of space to do our own thing too. Like me more than anyone, I think. I've got a lot of hobbies, and Aimee is very accepting of that. But like we do afford each other that freedom and that mobility that we. And I've known a lot of people in relationships that don't have, that kind of flexibility with their partner where they can still, do poking out once a month with their friends. Go, go and play magic. Go training twice a week. Like I do a lot, but also you still do like a lot for yourself as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Whether it's trying to make time to go down to the beach for a dip, or you just talk about being on a bus for 4 hours with my mum. Like, there's absolutely no problem with me running solo with Evan for a few days or whatever. I love spending time just me and our boy. But it's like if you want to go to the theatre, or if you want to go to like Harry Potter studios you just went to with my mum and stuff, like we afford each other the time and the opportunity to do things for ourselves. And I think that
it makes you better.
Oh my god, I go snowboarding for a week every year as well, and you're home alone. I love you so much, Aimee, thank you. Like we give each other the space and the opportunity to do things, away from each other, and I think that adds value to the time we do spend with each other as well. And,
Yeah.
So yeah, trust, fun. We have a ton of fun together. We go to shows, we play games, we hang out with Evan and the dog. Like, we do a ton of stuff together too. So we definitely do more than that. I'm being short with it. Trust, fun, and space.
There we go.
So this is another one back to Owen. What can people do for partners of people living with cancer?
So people like you.
Fuck.
This is the Aaron show.
Yeah. You know what, man? I don't know. Like,
I think just being there and actively asking how you are as well.
Look, you can, if you want, no, straight up, if you want a really heartwarming answer, heartwarming? I don't intend it to be heartwarming. What can you do for partners of people living with cancer? So in my circumstance, you should ask this question. The question should be, what have you done? And you need to ask all my friends, like, boys are fab. You're looking at me now and whatever.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Do you?
I think so. Carry on.
No, I'm just going to say, like my friends do really well at checking in and stuff, my oldest friends I've been friends with for over 2 decades. So if you ask any one of the boys I'm close with, they can tell you how to support each other. Oh, for fuck's sake. I knew I was going to cry as well. Should I shout the boys out? And give them all credit?
They know who they are, don't think for that.
Yeah, they know they are.
So just talking about it then?
Yeah, just ask how your friends are doing, just talk about it. You don't really have to do anything specific. Go for a coffee, go hang out, go play Magic the Gathering. just hang out and ask your friends how they're doing. Just spend time with them. Both of you, name a dream. Okay, quick fire. Name a dream three band lineup for a gig.
Should we guess what each other's is before we actually give our answers?
No.
Oh.
No, because I'm going to get that wrong and you're going to get that right. Go on.
You go first.
Me go
first.
We'll
do a band each first, okay?
Okay, you go first then. I feel like that.
What?
What? For your own lineup?
Yeah.
What, headlining? Are you going from the bottom up or top down?
Just 3 bands, it doesn't matter.
Oh no, I'm putting... Okay, Descendants. For fuck's sake.
I said you could go first.
Are we allowed to overlap? I don't know the rules to this question.
I don't think there are any rules, Aaron. It's coming from a win. There's definitely no rules to
There's
this
definitely
question.
no rules. Oh. If I was to pick Descendants, they'd be headlining.
Yeah. Turnstile, obviously, is my second choice.
Cool. I'd love to see the Ramones play. Yeah. But if I'm picking Descendants and Ramones, I think the Ramones would probably need a headline out of respect. So Ramones, then Descendants, and then Newfound Glory.
I would have guessed at least 2 out of yours.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you've got Descendants, Turnstile, and...
Oh, I don't know. There's just too many bands. Part of me wants to say an X on Fire. Just
That's it.
That's
it. So much for quick fire. Ramones, Descendants, Newfound Glory, and you've got...
Well...
Who's headlining?
Turnstile or Descendants these days, who knows?
Descendants headlines, that. Put some more
Descendants,
respect.
Turnstile, and X on Fire.
Cool, you can put Alexis on Fire in the bin.
Only playing their old album though, 2 of them.
Okay. What was this? Ah, cool. This is lovely. So there's a couple left. Here's one from Mickey. Oh, here's another one from Mickey. I love that you've asked so many questions. What was the moment you were both like, yeah, they're the one for me? Do you want to go first? I know exactly when that moment was for me.
Do you?
Yeah.
When?
No, you answer it first.
Oh. I knew early on. Like, within the first couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks? That's fast, then. Sure you made a decision now?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, you say first couple of weeks. What was the moment, like what made you say, like...
I don't know if I should say it.
Wow, saucy, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, she got shy now, look at her. Blushing a bit, eh? I'll take it as a compliment. Right, I know when it was.
When?
No, for me, the moment where I thought, oh yeah, they're the one for me.
Oh, yeah, go on.
No, go on.
Maybe when you kissed me outside in public for the first time.
Yeah, I didn't really do public displays.
Nope, wouldn't hold hands.
Oh, that's really sweet. And that's really sweet without you blushing about thinking about times. I'm going to ask this question again, no, I'm not going to ask this question again. You got really weird for a second, Annie.
What do you mean?
I don't think I should say on camera. Yeah, alright, so that was the moment for you then, was it?
When?
Well, When I kissed her in public, like outside the memo.
Yeah. Oh, for you, I thought.
Oh no, that's not it for me. For me, it was when I was invited. So we started seeing each other in like February time, after a couple of weeks of messaging online after
Seeing each other.
After a couple of weeks of like seeing each other and talking online after you gave me the flirty eyes at Christmas when we started seeing each other in February of 2012. Yeah. So I really knew I was in my first year of university. So I went to uni like a couple of years late because I got kicked out of college. So I went to uni a few years later. I was doing my foundation diploma in art and design. And so I was arranging my end of year show. You have an exhibition. And I knew you were the one for me when I wanted to invite you to my exhibition. And I knew that both of my grandmothers were going to be there. So Nan was there as well as Gran. And I knew that I was going to have to introduce Aimee to my grandparents. And I asked you, do I introduce you as my girlfriend? Because it wasn't really, I don't think it was really it wasn't like serious or official for like a while. That sounds really, it wasn't official. I didn't ask him about my girlfriend. We're like in our 20s, But like, so like when I knew I wanted you to come to my exhibition on opening night, and opening night exhibition was just like faculty, friends, family, and like the students and stuff. So I knew I wanted to take you, and my parents were going to be there, and both sets of my grandparents were going to be there, and it was, do I introduce you to my nan as Aimee, my friend, or my girlfriend? And that was when I really knew you were the one for me, because I realised, oh shit, I actually want you to meet all my grandparents, and like I really wanted Aimee to say, your girlfriend, please. So that's when I knew. We've got two more. One final one from Mickey. Where do you both find the calm through everything?
Evan, for me.
That kid is not calm.
No, but like in relation to like the cancer and stuff, like Evan is mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, no offense. Evan's mine.
No, that's cool. I'm calm. Anyway, for the most.
I think both of us are actually quite chilled, relaxed. But even if you think about it, even throughout the pregnancy, Evan was the one that kept me calm.
Yeah.
Through my surgery, through having my C-section where Evan was born, the fact they had to give me something to pick up my bloody... What was it? Remember, they had to give me something because I was being too calm about the whole situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really weird. That was for your surgery, wasn't it?
No, it was for... Yeah, when I had Evan, C-section.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, when Aimee was giving birth, they were worried that her heart rate was too low and she was really calm.
Because I was too calm.
I don't know what the name of the drug is, but,
they
have to give her a medicine,
isn't it?
to, pick your heart rate up.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah, so Evan is the one that keeps me calm. You haven't actually answered the question.
No, I know, I'm thinking. Can I copy Amy's answer? I don't know, where do I find the calm? Where do you think I find the calm?
I think you're the type of person that always has to be busy. And I think doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're always doing stuff.
Yeah,
and I think
you're right.
That, keeps you calm.
My calmness isn't sitting down and doing nothing.
Yeah.
My calmness is keeping occupied. There's that clip from Parks and Rec, isn't there, with when Rob Lowe, his character Chris, is pedaling his bike, and he jokes about if I keep my mind and my body stimulated at all times. I'm paraphrasing, but it'll stop me from spiraling into a bottomless pit of despair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's me embodied.
Yeah, and I think that's where you find your calm. And also, like you said, you've got a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I've got a lot of hobbies.
So I think that keeps your mind.
When I need to take a step back, I need to chill out. Like when I need to take a step back, take some time for myself and chill out. It isn't sitting down and doing nothing. It's engaging with one of my hobbies, and relieving that mental load that way.
Yeah, that's why he has so many hobbies.
There's a lot of mental load to relieve, I guess. We've got our last question, Aimee. Our last question, and it starts for Aaron.
Did you say who's from?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's from Marie.
Oh.
It's from Marie.
Thanks, Marie.
So yeah, it starts with for Aaron. I wish I'd read through all these questions first, because I kind of didn't want to leave your episode on a question for me.
That's fine.
For Aaron, how did you deal with taking a huge mental load during treatment and pregnancy?
Played Magic.
I played Magic the Gathering with all the boys. I played poker once a month. No, honestly, like I did, and I still do. Doing treatment was a really weird one, because, like, I know you've talked about this in the past, like how, like, because Aimee had plaque radiotherapy, she had a radioactive disc fitted to the back of the tumour in her left eye, and so she had to be kept in isolation at the hospital for a few days while the tumour was being exposed. And
we were in lockdown.
Yeah,
as well,
it was.
We weren't allowed visitors.
Yeah, lockdown, no visitors and stuff, but like over 200 miles away from home as well. So you have Aimee's treatment, you know, the two surgeries to fit and to remove the plaque, and a couple of days in between for exposure. This was all done in Liverpool, and so we went up together. There's no way I stay at home doing that, like down in Port Talbot. There's no way I stay over 200 miles away from you while you're going through all this pregnant. But like, I'm up in Liverpool in a hotel room by myself for like 4 days.
Yeah, we got a hotel for like a week.
Yeah, we had to book like a hotel for like the week so that I could go up and just like be down just be down the road. And I don't think it was like a super strict lockdown at the time, because I spent a lot of time out and about, like walking around Liverpool.
None of the shops were open.
Yeah, no, the shops weren't open and stuff.
You couldn't get, like, restaurants were closed as well.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Oh yeah, God, I lived on takeaway food that week tonight.
Yeah.
Can't really remember.
It was like a ghost town.
Yeah, use me trying to recall it. Like by memory, like all I remember of like that week, and just having to cope with like not being with Aimee. Like our contact was like limited to phone calls and video call and FaceTime, like phone calls and video calls between like the hospital and the hotel room down the road. But like to kind of like decompress and like process that situation, I spent that entire week. I can put the phone down now. This is the last question. I spent that entire week walking around Liverpool, and I remember the weather was really bad. Like there was a lot of rain. It was really wet out. It was winter, wasn't it? January time.
Yeah.
It was cold. It was wet. I took my running shorts and some trainers. I remember going for a run around the park, which was lovely. Went for a really long walk down the Royal Albert Dock, got lost, ended up walking back through Chinatown. Like I don't like to sit, like I don't like to, we just said it away. I like when I want to find calm and when I want to process something, I can't sit in silence and decompress and unwind, kind of like that. So I spent that week dealing while you were going through the treatment with walking around Liverpool and just like looking at the architecture and being outdoors and just trying to keep busy, which was really tough because there wasn't anything to do.
Yeah.
And then through like pregnancy, especially through like that later part of the pregnancy between like treatment and then even arriving, it was more a case of me occupying myself with the things that Aimee needed and Evan needed, you know, making sure that you were looked after.
Yeah.
Like like at that point I didn't have, or maybe I didn't feel like I had as much time for myself because you needed so much more help and support at that point, you know. Like Aimee had the dressing on her eye, you know, following the 2 surgeries and stuff. I was like a little nurse, wasn't I? I was like a little nurse. I had to change. I had to clean your eye and like change your dressings and stuff, put your drops in, and even then, like once your eye had healed and then Evan was born, that sounded really weird. Or is that just me getting my own head? It sounded weird. Even when Evan was born, then like you know, you needed injections for a little while, didn't you? Blood thinners for like 6 weeks, injections in Aimee's tummy. So I turned into a little nurse again, and Aimee loved my nurse's costume. She real kinky. Like turning like a little nurse again though, but like making sure you had your injections and making sure.
It wasn't just that though. Like,
no, it wasn't
sure,
just that. Like
the house was clean.
Yeah,
and like made us food and like stuff that like.
Let's face it, I make you food anyway. That was nothing to do with the pregnancy and the treatment. I'm the better cook. But like everyone, like you kind of recovered from your surgery by that point, like from the cancer. But then like Evan's born, and then it's like the typical like new family stuff, isn't it? Like we didn't have like too much time for ourselves. Yeah, because like you've mentioned before, it was C-section.
I think so.
Yeah, well if you haven't, there it is. Like Aimee delivered by C-section, so obviously like she had stitches and the wound that was healing and stuff from there. So like your mobility wasn't great to start with. So I was making sure the house was all clean and tidy and doing Aimee's injections and then like sharing like night feeds and things like that. You know, I was really blessed. I like not only did like my employer give me like a ton of paid time off that didn't affect like my sick record and stuff. I moved up in Liverpool for the surgery, but then I had, how much did I take? Like 8 weeks paternity leave.
It was a couple of months.
Yeah, I had like 2 months off work paid, like on paternity leave too. So yeah, just like I guess I dealt with the surgery and then the pregnancy and the birth just by occupying myself with all the things that would make it easier for Aimee and Evan and just try to keep busy.
Yeah, I suppose because you had absolutely no control of any of it.
Yeah.
So how did you feel not having, again, any control? Especially, like, even before cancer, because obviously, like, the pregnancy in itself was tough.
Yeah.
And especially because you couldn't come to any of my appointments or anything. Like, how was that?
It was really weird, but
yeah. How did you find it?
Don't know. You put me on the spot now, haven't you? I wasn't expecting the game debut today. No, it was obviously tough, like not being able to come into like. You kind of feel like excluded a little bit when you're being told like, oh, you can't come in for like these. Like obviously I was there for like the 10 and the 20. Is it no the 12 and the 20-week scans? Yeah. But it was just in and out
for the scan.
You know what I mean? Just for the scans. But then like obviously Aimee had like additional scans then to monitor Evan. After that I wasn't allowed to come in like after the treatment and stuff and the whole cancer, like I wasn't able to go into like all those additional scans, and so the toughest bit for me there I think was trying to, because there's only so much you can take in those scenarios as well, because you're under so much stress and duress yourself, having to go through like these scans alone and asking questions, getting these answers, but like just between like the hospital and getting back up to the car where I'm sat waiting, there's only so much that like you can really take in and retain. It's just trying to put those pieces back together afterwards to try to figure out like what really is going on. Yeah, tough. Feel excluded a lot through like the whole COVID pregnancy thing. I'm sure a lot of fathers, not just fathers, partners, and anyone that had to experience that through the pandemic would be able to empathise that it was tough, but like not tough for me individually, but for everyone that experienced that. I guess I dealt with that just the best anyone could, really. Like it wasn't in my control, so I'm not going to worry myself over it or dwell on it. All I could do is focus on what I could do to make the experience easy as possible for you and for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I can't worry about it, like, if I can't do anything about it, I'm not going to worry myself about it. And then the best thing I can do at that point is just to make sure the dog...
You lay down in the house.
Shut up, Dad, you're going on now. Sorry, bye. Yeah, I just kept myself busy with everything that would make it easier for Aimee and eventually Evan then, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Right, the dog is whining like hell. Is he telling us to wrap it up?
Yeah, so before we do wrap it up, thank you for coming on and being my first guest.
You're welcome. It wasn't so bad, was it?
So, at the end of every episode, obviously recommend a song. So now I'm putting you on the spot to think of a song.
I'm not.
Away at the end.
Oh, there you are. What, you want me to pick the song?
Yeah.
Okay. This is fab. I didn't know this was coming at all, but I know exactly what song I'll pick. You can play Another Girl, Another Planet, because I think it's a lovely love song. And you can play the Blink-182 version. We went to see Blink a couple of weeks ago in Birmingham with a bunch of friends. That was amazing. I've always loved the song anyway. It's on my snowboarding playlist. And really weirdly, I was just toying about with the guitar the other day in the living room in front of you and Ev, and I just found the chord progression and I played it within 30 seconds of finding the chord progression. I just thought it was really fun. So yeah, I think like it isn't like explicitly a song that like I've always picked up and thought, oh my god, this song reminds me of Aimee. Like it isn't, but like it's a really lovely love song. Parker! Alright. It's a really lovely song. It's a really lovely pop punky love song cover by Blink-182. Another Girl, Another Planet.
Fab. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that's listened or watched. Stay tuned for the next episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Like, share and subscribe.
Oh, 1 minute, I can do this one. And remember that together we can we can rise above cancer.